everyone, thank you so much for clicking on this video, and today we're going to be doing a how to do your base video. And thank you so much for clicking on this video, I very much appreciate it. I want to apologize for my voice. It sounds okay right now, but it might start leaving me a little bit. I've been a little sickly while I've been snowed in, so yeah. So I'm going to do skin prep. This obviously isn't everyone's thing. It just makes the makeup look so much smoother. So I did cleanser off camera because like you have to like wash it off and everything. So that's just like so much to bring to my room from the bathroom everywhere. So yeah, I use the bubble jelly cleanser. It adds kind of like a shine to your face. So yeah, so next, eye cream. So eye cream, kind of self-explanatory. I use the Mad Hippie one. And then I just put like a hair. I usually don't even put that much on. Closer to this amount because you don't need that much. So we're going to do the overloaded side. And then you just kind of rub it under your eyes. It kind of like helps smooth that under eye. So it's kind of like eye patches, but not. Eye patches work a little bit better. I think the caffeine ones work very nicely for me. But that's just my personal preference is using the eye cream because like all those jelly things, I hate storing them because I feel like I need to store them in a fridge, but I don't have to. So I did eye cream, and then now we're going in with the serum, a hydration serum by Byoma. I've never actually wore this one underneath makeup, so yeah, it's like the only thing is this little drippy thing makes it a little hard to like get the full use of the product. You like towards into the bottle, you have to like dump it onto your hand. So yeah, I don't live for that, but it's like milky and it feels very nice. It adds some more shine to your face. Yeah, I actually love Byoma's products. I just recently tried them this year. I was avoiding it because I knew I'd love it, and they're only available at Target, and most of the time I go to Walmart because it's just closer. But yeah, I love it so much. I love their moisturizer, but today I'm using the Laneige Water Bank one. I'll do a close-up after I'm done using it. So moisturizer, it just like the eye cream, just makes it a smoother appeal to the makeup. And then, yeah, just like blend that into your face. Make sure there's no white sitting on your face. So, yeah. And I love this packaging. Oh, look how cute that is. Like if I had a vanity, I would so like just like have it on display. So, lastly, for like skincare, this is kind of like a bridge product. It recommends using it as a primer, and it says it's good for all skin types. So it does have a little bit of tack to it, which I think is why e.l.f. put that on there. But yeah, these are the Thirst Burst drops from the Holy Hydration line. I love these things. I discovered them over the summer and like I am obsessed. I think the dupe for it is the Glow Recipe ones, the Hue drops or something. But yeah, this one is unscented and it has, I think, niacinamide in it. Yeah. And that's like really good for your skin. And e.l.f. also has a Power Grip primer that is like has niacinamide in it. So I think they work together really well, but I personally like the blue one a little bit more, which is actually our next step. Okay, so skin prep is totally preference for everybody. Those are just the products that work for me. So now we're on to the makeup, and now we're starting with the Power Grip primer. This is like, we know her, we love her. She's an icon in the drugstore makeup history. All products I'm using today, my Laneige, are from drugstore or Ulta. So, or Ulta, I mean that by saying my Mad Hippie is from Ulta, and everything else you can find at Walmart or Target. So this primer, hold on, if you like cure for a second, like just like sit here, this is some bronzing drops. It can like hold stuff. So I didn't put that much on, so that's why it didn't stick for that long. So I'm going to talk about these for a second because I'm about to do foundation. So a lot of times when people start makeup, they accidentally get the wrong shade. I did it. So many people I know have done it. So if it's too light, which a lot of cases that happens, so you're supposed to really match to your neck in my experience, but sometimes like a hair darker is like what actually looks right. So bronzing drops, you won't have to buy a whole new shade. You can just put them into it. That's what they're made for. They're meant to either make you look tan or to add some color some way, shape, or form. So now we're going to talk about my products. So this is too dark. This is really light. It's like almost spot on. But mixing them together makes the perfect shade for me and a really pretty look. So yeah. So this is the Halo Glow. I'm not sure if y'all remember that giant lip gloss trend. This is the bottle that everyone used. Some people use this as a liquid highlighter. You'll see why they do that in a second. And I like spraying my beauty blender. I like using this kind of shape and then like spraying it and then like letting it dry for a second. I'll talk about my setting spray at the end. And then just blending it in. So look at this glow cast it puts on my face. Like you can see like the reflection of the lights in my skin. So this can stand alone. It's very light coverage though, not buildable light coverage. So that's why I like using this one in the summer like a lot. It just like adds to like that summer feeling, like golden hour vibes. Yeah. So I always put stuff on my forehead. Not everyone who does that. People who have bangs, it's not necessary you put stuff on your forehead, in my opinion. I've seen people not do it and they still look great. Like everyone looks great with or without makeup, but people doing makeup, I still see them not doing if their bangs are there because there's already so much getting like trapped underneath your bangs. Like why add another thing, in my opinion? I don't like bangs on me, but yeah. So look at this glow. You can see like all the light in my face. So that's where she comes in. So this is the Soft Glam foundation. They came out with the concealer, which I am going to try as soon as I feel like buying it. So I put a hair onto it. I don't put too much. A lot of people tend to like using like brushes. Like I said, makeup is kind of like a personal thing. This is just my preferences. Mine's broken, but this is often what's used as a foundation brush. I still use it sometimes because it does leave more product on your face than a beauty blender does. A beauty blender sucks up a little bit, but that's why I like a beauty blender, because sometimes I put too much and then it just like, yeah. So look at that, guys. Like I love this look on me. And like I said, this is natural and glowy kind of vibes and like a full face, natural and glowy kind of vibes. So yeah. I'll do like a full glam one later on, I think, because a lot of people like that makeup style. And especially the 2016 makeup coming back, I think that that would be a good video to put out, because a lot of the time, I am not sure. I got taught a couple things about makeup, but my like tips and tricks I learned from TikTok. Oh my gosh, I got it in my hair. Oh wow, we'll take care of that after this, because you never know. So, like I said, it matches my neck perfectly, mixing them together. So that's why I like this combo. So now we have two more iconic girls in the drugstore history. We have the Maybelline concealer and we have the L'Oreal concealer. This is a girl who stands on her own because she's amazing and she's buildable. She's a great first concealer because she's not that expensive and she's very buildable and easy to shade match. They have a wide range of things. So this is a full coverage concealer. We're going to use both today, but we're using the full coverage as a eye brightener. So I do her second. So we're going to start with the full coverage. Sometimes you need full coverage under those eyes, girl. Yeah. But if you're younger, like, don't get the idea in your head that you need to learn how to do makeup like then and now. The only reason I learned quite young is because I was in color guard. So I had to learn. So my mom taught me a couple things, obviously. But then like some tips and tricks that I ended up really liking, I learned from TikTok or from older girls in the guard because I was little. Yeah, so this covers up like the whole shebang. Yeah. So it still looks right like this, but I like neutralizing a little bit more with my concealer. So oftentimes placement for concealer, as you saw with the other one, I just put little dots in the middle of my eyes. People like doing some in the inner corner like that. And like on the sides of their nose. And like some on the side of their like kind of like temple to make their face look more like raised. I personally, this one's one I see sometimes. I like doing a little bit on my forehead to tone down like the glowiness. I like having a subtle glow. but not like full glow or full matte. Like I like full glow sometimes. I'm more likely to go for full glow than full matte. Right now, anyways. That might change when I get older. So I'm gonna spray my beauty blender again. So yeah. A lot of times people just let it sit for a second. So you can see this is like a perfect shade match for me. So that's why I like putting it like kind of over it, because I feel like it makes my makeup look more like together. Yeah. There's so many different ways you can place concealer though. These are just the ways I see most commonly. And how I like doing it. I added the forehead one for myself like a couple makeup routines ago because I was like, we need to tone that down somehow. So now there's less of a cast on my face. You can kind of like, it looks better in person than it does on camera. I swear. Yeah, I am quite sickly. I'm so sorry. Yeah. So yeah, so that is my like face base kind of thing. But I have a couple more steps. So next I want to talk about liquid blush. Okay, so there's so many viral liquid blushes out there. Rare Beauty being one of them, but this is the dupe for Rare Beauty. A big price cut. This is the e.l.f. Camo Blush. Okay. Again, so many people do this so many different ways. Personally, I like putting it right by my eye and putting like just like a bigger dot there. So you can see it's like on the top of my cheekbone because I'm about to blend it in. So I have this little brush. This is one step I do use brush on because yeah. And actually for a while I was not a blush girly until like this year when I decided like I actually love blush. But like a natural looking blush. So like I like rose because that looks really nice with my skin tone. But a lot of people like pale pink or like hot pink. I personally like I said, rose colors. But this one is like a more of a corally, rosy mashup, how it picks up on camera. But it looks more rosy in person. So I just keep it like on my cheek and like I work it in and like I leave space. It's okay for a harsh line in this in my makeup routine because I don't use anything else liquid after this. So yeah, so you can see it kind of just like adds a little bit of color to my face. So next we're gonna do setting powder. This is one of the products that my mom showed me and I love it. This is a Mary Kay setting powder. So I guess I lied whenever I said drugstore then. A drugstore powder I really like is the e.l.f. Halo Glow one. So that's the pink top. You'll find it next to the regular Halo Glow in Walmart most times. So a lot of times I just put it into the top, and then powder puffs are decently cheap and they actually work so much better than a beauty blender. And like, look at that. There's like no more, you can't tell the little like, I don't know, like you can just, it looks more seamless. So like concealer, this is what typically you're supposed to use to like kind of set down those concealer products so then they like lock in all day. A lot of people tend to use like a powder foundation too. I personally don't think that's necessary because if you just do like your T-zone and because the rest of your face has other stuff on it. And yeah. So see how like blurred that did. So this is one Mary Kay product that I feel like is like amazing. And I will be using that on my wedding day because of how well it works. So that was our first powder product. So now we're in powder product land. So we're going to start with powder bronzer. And this fluffy brush, actually in the mirror set with the mirror that's behind you guys, it says powder bronzer on it. Well, powder brush, but my powder brush is this. So that's if like I have a loose powder and it just needs some extra blending. So I'm keeping my setting powder close by to help this out. So then you just take a little dip. I've hit pan on this so many times. I've bought like 3 of these. Yeah, so you kind of start right, like kind of like, you see where, hold on, let me move my hair. So the ear starts there, like the end of the ear is there. So it kind of like just go towards your ear and then down towards your lip, like the corner of your lip. And then that adds like a look. So you can see the difference kinda on this camera. So yeah. And same thing for the other side, but I also put a little extra up here when I want to look extra tan that day. And then, yeah, if you go a little lower than you want to, I'll show you how to fix that in a second. So then, same thing over here, right there. And then you put it, well, blend it all the ways you think you need to. My nose. I hope this doesn't make my nose run more. Okay, so now that that is finished, a way to fix, like if you go lower than you want to, go back in with your powder and take a little bit of excess and then just like, it will make you look more snatched. Yeah. So, there we go. Oh man. Okay. So I snatched myself up a little bit and now I'm gonna like blend in that powder I just put down just a little bit onto like my chin. Okay. I probably should have just avoided my nose altogether. But it's okay. So now we are on to powder blush, my favorite step. I used to only use powder blush, fun fact, until I decided to start using liquid blush on top of it. So I have 2 shades here, so I'm gonna like cover the mirror so you don't see everything. But like this one is what I'm gonna go into because it matches my blush I used earlier a little bit more. And this is just to have her peek through again. So like this adds some more attention to the blush. I like doing it after bronzer. This thing is something that like it also is kind of preference. But I like doing it because then I like blending it into my bronzer to make it look more sun-kissed, kind of. Even though you know it's not sun-kissed, especially when it's winter. You're like, girl. Okay, so I added a little bit on my nose, a little too much. So I'll show you how to fix that again. So just like kind of like arc the side of your face, kind of like where the liquid blush was earlier. A lot of people don't use powder products when they're trying to do like a glowy look because like the liquid products kind of do it themselves, but I feel like this just locks it in. So yeah, so we put way too much on my nose, so I'm just gonna take my foundation brush and just kind of like minimize it a bit. Okay. And then if you also go too far in, you can go back in with that powder puff and like go in. So my powder puff fell, but you just take it and then you like just like tap, 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 tap. And then it like makes it look more seamless. Yeah. So this is the full base. So now I'm going to show you all mascara, lip liner, and lip gloss, and setting spray. So preference. Again, I have 2 examples for this one because I have to take in consideration that. So this is a hydration one. So this one adds a glowy into it. This is a stay all night one. So this one locks it in really well, but it like locks it in a matting way. This one has a little marble in it, and I love this one. I sometimes like going in with it when I know I'm gonna be wearing my makeup all day, like just like spraying my face, and then not that much of it, and then use the glowy one on top to make it look like more shiny. Yeah. So then you wait for it to like kind of like dry. That one dries super fast, like I said. This one is a Revlon one. And if you've ever done dance, guard, anything that you do makeup on a bus, this smells like that. Like, I love it. And so you see that glowy kind of add, it like re-enlightens your face. So I like really love this one. So this is the Revlon Hydrate and Fix. So that one is very nice. And I didn't say what it was, but this is a Stay All Night green setting spray from e.l.f. I don't remember which one's cheaper. The green, mostly all the same. The black one's a little bit cheaper, that's small. But there's also an e.l.f. coconut one that I used for the longest time. And guys, I forgot highlighter. I'm going to show you guys how to do highlighter. So I go in with this LA Colors palette because there's highlighter on it, and I just take a little bit, just put a little bit on my nose and places I want to shine. I thought I was missing something. I was like, what am I missing? And then a little bit on my cheeks. Oh, my hair is starting to get on my makeup. So I kind of just like briefly go over it. Also, another good place is like above your cupid's bow and a little bit on your chin and like under your eyebrows. Yeah. So I'm gonna relock that in with just this one. Just gonna be like, oop, 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 stay. So now I'm gonna do brows. So some people do this step first. If you fill your brows, then I recommend doing it first because then you never know where the product's gonna go. This is just clear brow gel from Essence. This is the Fix It pink one from Essence. So I like brushing it like towards my nose and brushing it back. Yeah, like that. It like lifes your eyebrow. And then sometimes I just wear eyebrow gel and mascara. That's most days actually. So yeah, okay. So I'm gonna talk about an intimidating makeup thing. So she looks scary, okay? So don't put on mascara before this. Some people do, and it looks really nice, but it's more likely you're gonna lose lashes from it if you do it like that. So you just put it at your eyelash, and then you kind of like just sit there like that. You just wait for it to curl. So you can kind of see a difference. I didn't do it that much. Some people also heat it up. Also not that safe, okay? Like, not too safe to do that, and your eye is something you don't want to mess up. So, yeah. Curling your lashes is kind of tedious. I don't do this, like, much at all, but I did a lot when I was in Guard. So, I will be right back. So, I feel like everyone has that one side that curls way better. Mine is this side. It curls so much better than this side does. So, yeah. Now we're on to mascara. So I'm going to do one that I think is a really easy formula to work with. This is the mini version. So the big one's a lot bigger. So this is the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. I normally use the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect. So I'll show you guys that one. But that formula is kind of difficult to work with. That is the one I learned on though. So like, take it how you want it. So with mascara, also I always recommend doing like behind your lashes first. It will help them stand up a little bit longer. So then you just keep going. Make sure you have a close-up mirror for this, rather it be like a pocket mirror or like one of those eyebrow mirrors, because like, yeah, unless you're like really talented and you can do it like in like 2 seconds, but that is not me. A lot of people take a lot of time in their lashes. So if you go a little overboard with your eyelash, with your mascara, you can always like take a little Q-tip or even just your finger and just like move your hand across it. Mine isn't too bad, but like just like trace the top where it is and just be careful around your lashes. So this is like kind of like my base. I wanted to talk about something. If you want to add a little bling to your inner corner, just add a little bit of highlighter. It's subtle but cute. One time I wore just glitter in my inner corner, and this little girl at my church goes, "Why is there glitter in your eye?" And I was like, I just put it there this morning because I was doing my makeup. She goes, "Oh, why?" I was like, "Because I wanted to." So next, I'm going to show you guys kind of how to do lip liner. So this is a beige shade from Sephora, but this is one that is decently okay at Sephora price-wise, but I really like the e.l.f. ones that are $3. Those are amazing. There's just not one that matches the lip gloss I wanted to use. So we're also trial running this lip combo. So you just go on like your Cupid's bow. So that's like the little arc of your lip. And to overline, you can like kind of trace it exactly. So you can kind of see it looks like I have contour on my lips, which is kind of like the vibe this has. So this is a beige lip liner. And you get me a brown lip liner. So I always put it down like so it like goes into my lips better. This lip liner from Sephora is $6 for this mini one, but the e.l.f. one that is $3 is like way longer and has a beautiful formula. And I heard the NYX ones are like amazing. So now we have another dupe. So Summer Fridays is like crazy viral. I finally caved and bought one this weekend. But this guy is the e.l.f. one. For this one, shade Cotton Candy Crush. So we love this formula. You just put it on your lips, kind of like chapstick. You just can't go as crazy. Ew. I don't know how I feel about this lip combo, guys. We might need to like, I don't know if it's because our lips are chapped. It doesn't look right. So, okay, this is a perfect teaching moment. I'll be right back. So we're back. If you don't like a lip combo, it's kind of grown on me a little bit, but not really. So you can just take like either a tissue. I usually use a tissue. I have toilet paper, and just kind of like bite with your lips covering your teeth. So then your lip combo is basically gone. My natural lip color is back, but we're just gonna go back in with just this pinky one. I love this lip gloss, lip balm, whatever you want to call it. I love it. I don't know which formula I like better. They're very similar, the Summer Fridays and this one. I don't know. I feel for a little bit more of this one, but I love my Summer Fridays one too. So I think it's just like they're both very similar, like a dupe should be. But yeah, you know, dupes are worth it, okay? Like if you need like learning makeup, don't go buy that expensive stuff, girl. Like just like buy the cheaper things that are like dupes of things. Then you could like see what you like. Like, will you like full coverage? Will you like light coverage, buildable coverage? Like it's a ton of trial and error, which is why I said I might do another one. So this is just my basic one, which is kind of like a glowy makeup routine. It's very natural, which is how I personally like it. I just like making myself feel a little more amplified. But it's like makeup's not like something I feel like I have to do. And you shouldn't have to feel like that either. Because like makeup is just for fun, okay? Like you play with makeup for funsies. You wear it out sometimes if you just like feeling like you're that girl today. But wearing makeup does not make you, well, it doesn't mean you need it. So yeah, I just want to say that because I feel like that's a common misconception. I used to think that way too. And that's like, it just breaks my heart because I'm like, what if there's other little girls who are like thinking like that? Like some people like might be like, I have to wear makeup because it makes me look prettier. But like, no, you don't. You're gorgeous just the way you are. Natural beauty is amazing. And so many people need to like recognize that because makeup's just for fun, guys. It's more like an art. It's kind of like painting just on your face because you're blending all the colors together. But the best way to describe makeup is art, in my opinion. So don't feel like you have to wear makeup because you don't. You're gorgeous just the way you are. So yeah, that concludes this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate if you watched it all the way through. It was probably a longer one today, but I really appreciate it if you watched it. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye. So if you go a little overboard with your eyelash, with your mascara, you can always like take a little Q-tip or even just your finger and just like move your hand across it. Mine isn't too bad, but like just like trace the top where it is and just be careful around your lashes. So this is like kind of like my base. I wanted to talk about something. If you want to add a little bling to your inner corner, just add a little bit of highlighter. It's subtle but cute. One time I wore just glitter in my inner corner, and this little girl at my church goes, "Why is there glitter in your eye?" And I was like, I just put it there this morning because I was doing my makeup. She goes, "Oh, why?" I was like, "Because I wanted to." So next, I'm going to show you guys kind of how to do lip liner. So this is a base shade from Sephora, but this is one that is decently okay at Sephora price-wise, but I really like the e.l.f. ones that are $3. Those are amazing. There's just not one that matches the lip gloss I wanted to use. So we're also trial running this lip combo. So you just go on like your Cupid's bow. So that's like the little arc of your lip. And to overline, you can like kind of trace it exactly. So you can kind of see it looks like I have contour on my lips, which is kind of like the vibe this has. So this is a beige lip liner. And you get me a brown lip liner. So I always put it down like so it like goes into my lips better. This lip liner from Sephora is $6 for this mini one, but the e.l.f. one that is $3 is like way longer and has a beautiful formula. And I heard the NYX ones are like amazing. So now we have another dupe. So Summer Fridays is like crazy viral. I finally caved and bought one this weekend. But this guy is the e.l.f. one. For this one shade Cotton Candy Crush. So we love this formula. You just put it on your lips, kind of like chapstick. You just can't go as crazy. Ew. I don't know how I feel about this lip combo, guys. We might need to like, I don't know if it's because my lips are chapped. It doesn't look right. So, okay, this is a perfect teaching moment.